vision for tomorrow. Just we have a goal for Singapore. We'll do our part. Stand together, heart to heart. We're gonna show the world what Singapore can be. We can achieve, we can achieve. Count on me, Singapore. Count on me, Singapore. Count on me to give my best and more. Count on me, Singapore. That's how it is. Hi, that was so good. What's this thing about? It's a Singapore Real National Day song written by Canadian musician named Hugh Harrison for the 1986 National Day Parade. It's National Day soon, so I'm trying to sing the song before.
Tell me you have a wonderful voice. You should make it to good use.
Yeah, I do some busking and I upload TikTok.
Okay. What kind of TikToks? Music TikToks?
I mostly do song covers of other singers' songs, but I've been trying to write my own. I do some lifestyle content as well.
Cool.
Yeah, I play my music in my hotel room in the day, and then I write my own songs, and then I go out to basket at night. Do you have any questions?
Huh. How long have you been staying in Singapore?
I move around in different hotels, but I like this one. The location is quite convenient and it's quiet.
Do you mind if I ask why you stayed?
I mean, it's still at home.
Yeah, I don't mind.
It's much quieter here. I don't have my parents screaming at each other or at me every day. And they don't like that to music.
Why not?
Because there's no future. Singaporean parents only want their children to be lawyer, doctor, or banker. But I don't want to do any of those. I want to pursue a music degree and write songs. I want to write songs that people can enjoy and that they relate to.
That's sweet. I mean, how are you going to do that?
I want to go to Australia to pursue a music degree. Maybe I'll join some bands there and then play in the pubs at night and then write music in the day. Maybe if I upload my music on Spotify or somehow get into the music scene there, then I'll make it. And then I'll come back. My dream is to actually be recognized as a singer-songwriter locally. I want to write original songs for Singapore. It's not like the ones that count on me Singapore, you know. It was written by a Canadian musician. Anyways, that's why I would like to pursue a music degree. I want to be able to write original songs for Singapore and then maybe perform on a floating platform on National Day one day.
Singaporean National Day. That's ambitious.
But first, I need money. That's why I'm asking.
Mr. Fu, you are a regular here at our hotel, but due to some security reasons, I need to ask you a few questions.
Something wrong?
Yeah, the police is asking us to ramp up some security in the hotel due to a potential terrorist attack. You are here mostly during the day, and maybe you can help us. Maybe you've seen something suspicious.
No lah, not really. I usually come in the morning and leave in the evening.
But you stayed overnight last night.
Yeah, I was too tired to go back.
You have a home. Why don't you stay there?
No reason.
Mr. Fu, I'm just trying to do my job. Upper management asked me to find out the reasons for why all the hotel guests are staying here. Are you sure you never see anything suspicious? I need your fullest cooperation on the matter. Mr. Fu, there's a potential terrorist attack in the area. Take this.
I got retrenched during the pandemic.
So I was actually wondering if I could ask you a few things. So what are in the big black boxes that you're always carrying in out?
Oh, they're just my music equipment.
Really?
Yeah, like my speaker, my mixer, my guitar, and some keyboards.
Right. Have you seen anything suspicious in the hotel?
Here in this hotel, I don't really know much. I usually stay in my room all day and then I go out to party at night. And by the time I come back, it's really past midnight. What's that?
It's no reason. It's really
Surely there's a reason you're asking me all these like weird questions, right? Tell me, I promise I won't tell anyone.
A bomb is going to explode in this hotel at 8 a.m. We're in a time loop.
Mr. Fu, last time you worked as what?
I used to work as a maid agency manager. You know the kind that matches helpers in families. The industry was booming. More and more middle-income Singaporeans needed maids with all sorts of household chores. In the house, in the dishes, taking care of the elderly. But then the pandemic happened. All the borders were shut. And there were no more maids coming from overseas. My company went into crisis. They did not have enough money to support their operations. And they had to let off many employees. I was one of them. You know, I did tell my wife about this. Every day, I continued to wear my shirt, my tie, my pants, my shoes, and I'll walk out in the morning, and I'll come back to eat. But I had nowhere to go. Thankfully, I found this hotel, which rents by the hour, so I'll come here every day. I'll walk in the morning, and I'll come back in the evening, just in time for dinner. Every day, I'll take bottle after bottle after bottle of alcohol to drown my sorrows. And soon, even I started to run out of money. That was when I realized I needed a job. I tried doing a few Grab Hitch rides, but I can't do any more than that because I don't have private hire car driving license. I also went for a few job interviews. But who's gonna hire me? I'm a 46-year-old uncle already. I have no skills, no qualifications, no expertise, nothing. All I know is to sit in front of a stupid computer to do Excel. Last night, I stayed over because I was so tired to go back. The last place I interviewed at got back to me. They couldn't offer me a job. Such a failure! Family man, but I can't even provide for myself. Such a useless husband.
What? How do you know that? We've experienced it. We've died a few times, and every time we wake up back here.
What? That's so freaking cool. How do you know that? How do you get into a time loop?
Honestly, I don't even know.
I mean, how can you believe me? Why not? Maybe because it's Hotel 18.
Ah!
Yeah, I really like sci-fi movies. This is low-key like Interstellar, Tomorrow, something.
It's been so long since I've seen any of those. I mean, how do they get out of those situations?
Well, there's no one way to get out of a time loop, but the common movie trope is to get rid of the bad guy.
So I guess it does mean we have to find out who the culprit is.
Yeah, probably. The time loop thing sounds really fun though. You should try and find me in the next one. Maybe I'll try and help.
Mr. Fu, do you have any children?
One teacher. Always causing us problems.
How?
This girl always doesn't want to study properly. Goes about doing all sorts of funny things and never focus on one thing. I ask her to study, she go and do what? TikTok. Ask her to prepare for her exam, she plays a stupid guitar. Aye, always on the phone and not doing well in school. Her teachers have called me so many times already. Complain that she's always not in class or that she's always late to submit her work. I can't be bothered.
Why not go back and spend more time with daughter?
But that's the thing, she's always not at home lah. She goes out for so many days and doesn't come back. I think she's in a teenage rebellious phase. I don't even know where she is most of the time. My wife and I can't be bothered anymore.
Why not? Let your daughter do whatever she wants.
For what she likes can't feed her. I'm so old already. Who's going to take care of me and my wife in the future?
What's your daughter's name? Wait, is that your daughter?
Oh no, she's here!
Hey, I just checked the gas station.
Wait, here!
So music! Chase my dreams! Huh? With you and mom going on and on about study and study, I cannot do anything at home.
So you come here?
Yes! This is my safe space. Write music and then go out to basket right when no one is disturbing me.
What about school?
Dad, you never listen to me. I don't have to study. I don't need to. Music is my passion. That's what I really want.
How many times do I have to tell you? No one earns money being a musician! Music and art are non-essential!
You never listen to me. Doing well in school, huh? Getting A's, going to NUS law, medicine is not everything in life, okay? There's so much more. Chasing your dreams, creating music, meeting new people, doing what you like. I feel like I'm so much happier here, Dad. And unlike you, I'm gonna live my life to the fullest.
Everything is about you. But have you ever thought about your parents? What are we going to do when we grow old and we're just waiting to die? All my life, we've been my only hope. You know, when I was young, I couldn't afford a university degree. My parents were selling braised pig quarters at a hawker center. I barely managed to find a job with my polytechnic diploma so that I could earn enough money to feed you and send you to school. Remember the time in primary school when your Chinese was so bad and I sent you for Chinese tuition? That caused a bomb, you know? All my life, your mom's too revolves around you. You're our only hope. If it's not you, I don't know who's going to take care of us. What happens if you don't become the next JJ Lin of second side? What are we going to do? Yeah, lor.
Your dad is right. Now in Singapore, everything also need money. I think if I got choice, I'll be hotel recep, is it?
Well, I disagree. Life isn't all about earning some high-paying job. You can establish a career and earn a decent salary, whatever you do. I think you should listen more to your daughter's hopes and aspirations.
Who are you? Anyway, better go back and talk. Mommy.
Hey, she's just a staff here, trying to help me tighten security.
Hi, I'm Jess. We're investigating a planned terrorist attack in this hotel. You guys have both been here so long, so can you tell us anything?
You know,
I don't really know much, but I was still here when it was previously known as Chen Family Hotel. I filmed a few TikToks here. Oh, I was here. I was right here in the lobby when the maid was wielding a knife. Yeah, and I filmed it and I uploaded it to TikTok and it blew up. Yeah.
Hey, Mr. Fu, do you know about this?
what thing? No.
Hey, Dad, didn't you see the news? Huh?
Where got time to read the news? I'm too busy making money.
Can you show us it?
Yeah, sure.
Step back. And now kill her!
What is the need to win?
I heard she always steals from her employers. She should go back to her own country.
Put a knife down now. She's crazy. She's biting the hand that feeds her.
Shut up! All of the make way!
Put your knife down.
Jackie, don't hurt my wife. Please, we can talk about this.
Too much. And it's too late!
Stop. Put a knife down now or I'll shoot.
Wait, I know her. Isn't she Jackie? I was at the main employment agency. I think she said her family.
Who hired her?
I can't quite remember. I think it was a middle-aged couple who needed a domestic helper. Wait, why is she here?
I don't know, but what were their names?
I think I remember. Wait! Mr. and Mrs. Shen!
Walao eh. So many useless information. I think we'll never be able to escape this place really.
Maybe we're just not looking the right way.
Yeah. Like the Angmo when Japan attacked.
Maybe so pessimistic. Yeah, I'm here to travel Singapore, not to be stuck in this dingy ass hotel.
Yeah, I'm very curious. Why you choose Singapore to travel? Singapore so boring, so expensive, so small. Backpack should go Malaysia, Thailand, Vietnam one.
I'm interested in the history. I'm doing a master's in history.
What history? Singapore is 56 years old.
I mean, Singapore's like, I don't mean the postman, but like, how do I mean the pre-independent history of Singapore, not after independence.
Oh, you mean like Sang Nila Utama, Stamford Raffles, and William Farquhar?
William Farquhar. It's not that far. When I was young, I grew up with my grandparents, like in the UK. After my parents died in an accident, my grandfather used to tell me a lot about his visits to Singapore and his impressions of the place. And I guess I just wanted to follow in his footsteps. Come and see it for myself.
What did he say?
Well, he was in Singapore when Singapore was still a crown colony in the early 20th century. He worked for the London Colonial Office and he'd often be dispatched here to report back to London about Singapore. He said Singapore was a nice tropical island, but it needed the British to run its country for it so people can take care of themselves. In a diary he left behind, he said that he stayed in a hotel along this road for a night. I think it made me busy. Although, I guess now I know to stay in a brothel.
So?
Well, that was like 100 years ago. So, but you know, United Kingdom still can't let go of her colonial baggage, and UCL is always going on and on about decolonising the curriculum and reflecting on Britain's imperial legacy and highlighting indigenous and plural voices. But I mean, who are even to say what people at the margins of, secluded and expelled by history of action said? It may be. I just think sometimes. I think maybe we're just imposing our views on the other.
Wow, so cheap. Can speak simple English and all.
I'm interested in the local history. I want to see it firsthand.
Okay. Enough of your grandfather's story.
Yeah. Samir's quite cute. You see the film?
Ah!
I think he's pretty handsome.
Ah, where is it? I think I'm more handsome than cute. But you're too late already. It's already taken.
But it doesn't mean I can't shoot as a girl.
Yeah, you and him cannot one lah.
You jealous?
You think what? I like you man.
I don't even know. Maybe it's all this timing stuff, but I'm starting to feel really dizzy and nauseous.
I was so sad already.
But we don't have much time to lose, so how about we speak to the old man? Can you get there?
Hey, uncle! This is Inspector Jess.
Hi! Hello!
She come from the police station. She's here to ask you some question. Uncle, 他是从警察局来的。警察局 ，police station。
I know you said she's from the police station, but she's not. So, your elder, huh? Old people also want lie to.
He talks.
Of course I thought lah. What you want from me, huh? I'm old. I'm not deaf. What you all want?
We were just wondering if you could help us with something. We're trying to find something out. We're investigating a planned terror attack on this hotel. We're all going to die. Why do you stay here? What are you here for? What do you do?
Hey, ask so much for what? I'm not working now.
What did you do before?
Manager.
What type of management?
Manage. Cleanliness.
Where was that?
Toilet.
Hey, uncle. Cleaner, just say cleaner.
I am a manager. Toilet. Cleanliness. Manager. Understand or not?
Okay.
I started working here, huh? 40 years ago, as a 20-year-old. Then when this whole place, huh, still run by the old old generation of the Chen family.
So what happened?
I got promoted to manager. Work at other places. Create this kind of job now, huh? Singaporean don't want to do anymore. Young Singaporean call it what? Huh? Huh? Dirty job. Huh? Now only know how to stay in aircon room, type computer. So later I made all the foreign cleaning workers. Huh? Without thousands of them, no. Sweeping the street. Huh? Cleaning the building. Huh? Clearing the trash. Singapore won't be this beautiful garden city you see every morning right now. Huh? What? You think what? Singapore the cleanest city in the world, huh? Huh? Oh yeah.
So now you're back here again.
Familiar place. Brings back memories.
Do you not have home?
Hey, hey. I own a condo in Bishan.
And why would you stay here?
Hey, hey, ask so much for what? I'm not happy at home.
I mean, why not?
Hey, ask so many questions. How is it related to the bombing?
Have you seen anything suspicious?
I know who's the culprit.
What?
I say already. I know who's the culprit.
Who?
Sometimes, see this person, huh? Walking to the lift, no, walk here, walk there, Confirm putting something inside, installing it in the lift one. Who? The foreigner. Room 302.
Okay. So let's see what exactly we have. So as far as we know, Tony the kid is just here to make music and doesn't know that her dad, Mr. Fu, is hiding from his family as well. So we can eliminate the probe from our suspects because they don't have any reason. We've already established that Samuel also doesn't have any motive, so we can rule him out too. If the culprit's neither you nor me, and what the old man is saying is true, then our bomber has to be a mysterious foreigner and Korea too.
But the old man could be lying.
I mean, yeah, he could be. But I just think there's a strained relationship with his family.
He's Xiaoan! He doesn't even know what he's saying.
Perhaps that's me.
Maybe he doesn't even know that he detonated the bomb himself.
I just think you don't like him.
He slapped me!
Grow up. You need to be rational about it.
Okay lor, you want rational, rational lor.
So, what do you think the culprit's motive would be?
I'm not the culprit, how I know?
Based on your gut feeling.
I don't know, maybe revenge? But doesn't seem like any of the guests got problem with each other here though.
Yeah. Maybe it's just an attack on the hotel itself, rather than any of the guests in particular.
Maybe somebody wants to attack Singapore.
Yeah, possibly.
Okay lor, we go 302 fine.
Okay. We need to be careful then.
Aye, don't worry. My name is Bruce. I one man can fight 10 men.
Hi, I'm Inspector Jones. We're investigating a break-in at this hotel. We're just wondering if we could ask you a few questions. How should I address you?
Harley.
I'm Miss Timothy. Have you seen anything suspicious?
Are you sure you're a detective?
Yeah, positive. From the Central Police Divisional Headquarters.
Do you have a badge?
The car.
If you don't have a badge, what are you asking me to do something? Who are you representing?
We're not really with the police. We just need your help somewhere.
What?
Okay, just want to ask you something about the lift. Someone saw you entering the lift, even though it's out of service.
I thought the lift's not working. Whoever that is, they must be mistaken.
Oh, I think so.
You're not around the police, can I go now?
Okay, wait. There's a potential bombing in the hotel, and we're just trying to find a potential attacker. Wait! It's you! She stabbed me!
Yeah, I saw that coming.
Walao eh! Lim Bei Bruce Lee still lose to a fight, 吓死一下！
Don't take it so hard. Who could have mentioned she had a knife in her pocket? So,
Wow!
Eh, no blood but very pain and I'm so tired.
We need to get to the bottom of this before we both lose our energy. What's that? Apple Watch on your ankle.
Oh, seriously. This is a GPS.
Why? What?
Global positioning system. You don't know man.
No, I know. What for?
I'm on probation. 6 months. I'm charged for smuggling vapes from JB. And I was caught in a gang fight. But I'm trying to turn over a new leaf. That's why I got a job here as a reset, so I will not go back to doing those business. And I promise that I'm not the culprit or that I have anything to do with the explosion. Even though I might try to stop you from calling the police or escaping.
Why?
Because they track my whereabouts. If they see anything suspicious, they definitely suspect me.
Tell me honestly, did you really lock the doors? Hide the keys to the front door?
I didn't hide the keys.
Honestly?
I really didn't.
Because everything else you told me was the truth.
Sumpah.
Okay. Fair enough. Back to business. How long has Harley been staying at this hotel?
About a month?
And are you always on night shift?
Yes?
Do you often sleep in the skywalk during your night shift?
No.
You said you told me honestly?
Okay, but that's because there's no one around here at night.
Okay. Then I think I roughly know how she does it.
Oh,
So, I'm thinking she must have some kind of remote controller in order to activate the detonate bomb in her room.
no shit, Sherlock. We all saw it. But how did she install the thing in the lift? And how did the Molotov cocktail cause such a big explosion?
If you let me finish, you, right, while you're sleeping during your shift, she is down here fixing the lift. And you said she's an engineer, so it couldn't have taken her long. And while she's fixing the lift, she's also installing some contraption in it that throws out the Molotov cocktail into the hotel lobby. But that is all because in order to amplify the explosion, create an impact even bigger, she's also pressurized the room with oxygen through the pump in the vent. You know, and oxygen is a colourless and odorless gas, so we couldn't have known, and that is why we also feel so sick and dizzy every single time.
But why would she do this?
That's the part I can't figure out. I mean, there's some piece to the story missing. What's a murdering?
Do you remember the TikTok that the teenager showed us? I think Harley looks like Jackie, the maid who worked in the hotel when it was run by the Chen family.
So what do you say?
Maybe they are mother and daughter.
What? You think she's here to avenge her mother's death, or she went crazy? She tried to stab her employer in the middle of the lobby.
I don't know.
A mysterious case. The explosion at Hotel 18, a 2-star hotel along Geylang Road. We have 5 suspects. Samuel, the lovesick NSF, Tammy, who makes music, Mr. Fu, the retrenched maid agency manager, a strange old man with an even more strange family, and Harley, daughter of the maid and our actual culprit. 5 characters, but we've only heard 4 background stories. Everything is bringing us back to the events that happened here a few months ago. When the maid of the Chen family held a knife to her employee's throat in the middle of the hotel lobby and was shot by the police. But what's the reason? What is Harley's motive? The story can only be complete with this one last missing piece of the puzzle. And we have to hear it from none other than Harley herself. Let's bring her in.
But wait, you need help. I have a better idea. But this might be our last chance really. Are you ready? Steady.
There's a fire alarm at the hotel right now!
It's a fire! It's fire!
It's lost!
You're all gonna die! I don't see any fire! This is a home!
Alright, alright, everyone. Someone's going to detonate a bomb right here, right now, in this hotel.
But whoever that person is, please don't do it yet. We can still talk about this.
Really? A bomb's gonna go off?
What's there to talk about? What's happened has happened.
Does everyone remember the events that happened here a few months ago? When the maid was shot by the police?
Stand back. No, kill her.
What is the need for it? I heard she only steals from her employers. She should go back to her own country.
Put a knife down now. She's crazy. She's biting the hand that feeds her.
Shut up. Oh, wait.
Put your knife down.
Jackie, don't hurt my wife. Please, we can talk about this. Too much.
And it's too late.
Stop. Put a knife down now or I'll shoot.
Just go to hell.
Honey, you're a daughter.
How do you know? Have you been investigating me?
Wait. I know her. Isn't she Jackie? I work at the employment agency. We sent her to the church.
Listen, honey, we know you don't want to do this. There's still time. Why don't you calm down and just tell us what happened?
You killed my mom!
Wait. I'm really sorry, but just tell us the full story. What exactly happened?
No one knows my true story. When I was just 5 years old, and my mom was 23, she left my family to find a job overseas. She chose Singapore as shelter from her friends how beautiful the city is. An employment agency sent her to the Chen family to take care of their children.
Yes, I remember that.
But you remember coming down here to tell her about her employer wanted to tear her and contact because she was not doing well enough? Even though my mom treated the family like her own, and I spent more time with them than she ever did with me. The family wanted her out of the employment agency and were not happy with her. You didn't hear her side of her story. The family didn't believe her there. The Chen family was also running this hotel business, but was forced to shut during the pandemic. No one came to Singapore and no one visited this hotel. As time went on, the family laid off all their hotel staff. But they still needed someone to maintain the hotel, sweep their leaves, wipe the surfaces, and prepare the hotel, waiting for it to be reopened. So against the employment contract, they sent my mom to work here.
Yes. I met her when she was working here. I thought she was the housekeeper.
You will tell me. But did she tell you anything? Did she tell you about how much work she was doing? She was so nice that she never learned to say no. She had to clean both the house and the hotel, cook for the family, do the laundry, and do the dishes. This hotel is so big and she can do everything by herself. The estrés and tiredness, she has started to make many mistakes, breaking the plates and forgetting to do herself. It was a tough time for the Chen family as well, and they often escorted her. She took it all in. Always thought that it was her fault. Family abused her. They locked her in the storeroom in this hotel at night, not giving her enough food and water. They used the cane they use on their kids to whip her at home. The darkest period of the COVID pandemic was also the darkest period of her life. Later, when the hotel reopened, she had to take on the role of housekeeper and maid. She couldn't take it anymore. She would sneak to the phone in the lobby to call home at night. And she told my father about everything, telling him not to tell me. My mom left us behind, only to be the second mom and family to other people who didn't even inherit her as family. But every month, she would still send home some money so that my brother and I can go to school. And to university. And it was on my graduation day. I heard my mom was killed. My dad finally told me about everything, and I wanted to come to Singapore to see everything for myself. I worked as a smartphone engineer in a factory depending on money. Meanwhile, as I was searching, I found many videos of what happened that day. Every single comment on Facebook scolded my mom for being crazy, for being just a maid, and for being a foreigner. No one thought about how her family, her real family back home would have felt. I was angry, and I want everyone to know the true story behind my monster. Does anyone really know what happened here at 8 a.m. exactly 6 months ago? I found out from the receptionist then that my mom was physically assaulted by her employers again. She couldn't take it any longer and she wanted to stab them. No one heard her side of the story. No one dared to speak up about the true story.
Honey, I'm so sorry.
But it's too late. My mom, who's never even spent time with me, is not there. Nothing can change that. You can't turn back the clock.
It's all my fault. It's all my fault. I should have known. I worked at a day agency. I should have listened to the side of the story. Please, just let my daughter take her out of school. I'll stay here. I'll stay here and die with you.
No, no one needs to die, Holly. You don't have to do this.
I didn't know she suffered so much. When she saw that I was down, she still talked to me and cheered me on. Because I know the pain of living away from your loved ones. You don't really know how that is. Our family, and I talked to her about my girlfriend in the UK, and we both shared about how much we miss them all. She told me that there's always light at the end of the tunnel.
But look at that daughter, she's not dead!
All of that is in the past. You can't turn back the clock, but you can live confidently on. Knowing how much your mom loved you, cared for you, and everything she did, everything she sacrificed. Don't let her suffer in hardship over this.
See, no one else will give you a chance, one. You have to give yourself a second chance. Don't let the opportunity that your mother gave you go to waste. In her death, she gave you life. Chance for you to go to school, study hard, do well in life. Also, at first thought, I got no hope. But I got caught in a gang fight. But luckily, that was just a small mistake. I'm on probation now, but I know I need to give myself a second chance. That's why I'm trying to turn over a new leaf. That's why I got a job here as we said. Chance one. If you don't detonate the bomb, confirm chance one.
Think about everything your mom went through. Don't just tell us your story. You have to tell everyone. The people of Singapore deserve to know how much of their country's success relies on people like your mom. Outstanding. They don't know any better, and you need to tell them. Like you and your mom, everyone here has their own personal hopes and dreams. To pursue their passions or care for their families. Cherish their relationships or to seek a second chance. Your mom gave up everything. Not so she could chase her dreams, so you could chase yours. Don't do this. You can't rewind his time.
Murder mystery whodunit. Deduce the murderer and win it.
Thank you, Singapore's first tabletop murder mystery social deduction game. KMS Games for their games and support. Eating London's best Korean fried chicken with a tail.
Thank you, Wing Wing, for their food and cheer. Others of you, buy some flowers and we'll think about you.
Thank you, Cinex and the City London for their wonderful flowers and support. Audio, visual, and lighting construction, the unsung heroes of student production.
Thank you, Stage 2 Society, for the hard work and support. Supporting us in combating discrimination, spreading goodness across generations.
Thank you, Yos Europe, SOP International Limited. Challenging mistreatment and enforcing rights, supporting migrant domestic workers through the darkest nights.
Thank you, Justice for Migrant Domestic Workers, Kalayan, for being our charity partner and allowing us to support your meaningful cause. We are often trapped in the mundane loop of life, hidden away from all glories. But are we able to observe the individuals obscured by society and tell their untold stories?
We have just told you our story. Come to TCR Bar for our post-show social and tell us yours. Thank you! Thank you.